Growing dead. All right, YouTube is booting up.
And I may here in a minute, once I get the computer rebooted, drop off of the laptop and get on it. But it's going to be an ugly boot because everything got disconnected, monitors changed, just about every connection changed. So it's going to take probably a couple restarts to get the OS to settle down.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're just gonna give it another minute or two here. Yeah, we are a few minutes late. It couldn't be helped. I had to have some dinner, and Ian's not here, so I'm doing everything. And again, the Zoom was causing me some confusion too. So
yeah, it didn't want to play nice with me earlier, but I think it's because I tried to log in the middle of a Zoom update.
oh yeah, I'll do it.
Hello?
Oh my gosh.
Do you know
My
what
goodness.
WD-40 is?
Gosh.
Joseph, do you know what WD-40 is?
Ow. Close that door. This is why I can't be host of this much longer.
How old is you?
I don't know. He's like 10 or something ridiculous.
I got 12-year-old who's showing interest and wants to go to the Hamfest with me next month. So
there you go. That's great.
Yep. Yeah, I got it. We're being recorded. It's a live stream. Go away.
All right. Well, I guess we're going good enough here. We're live on YouTube. This is the Southwest. Well, it's not Southwest Florida anymore. It is the Friday Night TechNet. We are going to be discussing more of Hurricane Ian's aftermath and how to recover from a disaster like this and move on, because everything for the past couple of weeks has been nothing but disaster. So we're going to try and lighten it up a little bit. And we're also going to talk about the effect on ham radio in Southwest Florida. There were some interesting things that happened there with that, especially in the area that got like the directest hit. There were some interesting things that went on ham radio, or rather lack thereof. But I'll talk about that later. So we have also, we're going to talk about solar conditions, which apparently are like really, really good right now. Parks on the Air. This is one of Dave's. Dave AC3AV helped me with this a little bit. No, he actually, most of these ideas are his. We talked about it a few days ago, and he came up with a bunch of the topics. So he's probably going to talk about, if he makes it in here. I hope he finds the link okay. We're talking about parks on the air and how that will be affected by the hurricane because all the parks are closed in Southwest Florida. 10 meters right now is really, really good. And we'll also go through the list of contests that are going to happen this weekend, as we usually do when Ian is here. So those are our topics there. I still can't get this email right. I've done this email twice now, and I just realized at the bottom here that there's all this direct Zoom link stuff, and I didn't change that. So there's probably a few people sitting in a empty Zoom room right now, but hopefully they figure it out here soon. All right, let me fix this. Just closing a few tabs here. All right, so I'm going to share screen here. All right. So when the hurricane was actually hitting Florida, like right in the middle of when it was at its worst, I went on to PSK Reporter to see if anybody was on the air in the area that the storm was hitting. And there was not a single station on the air in the entirety of Southwest Florida, or even South Florida. Not even on the East Coast was there anybody on. Now we can see it's a lot more active here. Still no stations in Fort Myers. I'm not exactly sure. These are monitors, I guess. Hey, there's Dave's station. I wonder if he's actually active right now. Let's look him up. I'm gonna look up the call sign. Signals sent by the call sign. Last heard 32 minutes ago. Okay. Yeah, this was completely empty. Like from here all the way up till about like Clearwater, it was completely blank. None of the monitors were online. And no stations were online too. I looked up everybody and nobody showed up, which is
Joseph,
understandable.
do
Yeah.
you understand that we amateur radio operators that live in the hurricane zone prior to the storm hitting take down our very fragile
Yes.
HF antennas and we don't get on HF?
Of course. Yes, I know.
Right? So that's why you don't see anybody.
I
All
know,
our
but some
activity
people
All our activity was on VHF and UHF with attic antennas. Even our VHF, UHF antennas are taken down so the storm don't damage them.
right, and that's completely understandable. I understand that. But there are several people who have indoor stuff as well, and there was still nobody on. I mean, sorry, go ahead.
Who that?
Hello? I don't know what's going on.
My dog.
Their dog.
My dog.
Their dog.
What? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, yeah, there was nobody on here. Yeah, of course, everybody's antennas are down. I understand that, but there's also quite a few stations who have indoor antennas. And something, I don't know, I just think it would be cool to operate during a hurricane like we did when Irma came through. That was pretty cool. But you said all there was activity on VHF, UHF. There really wasn't, according to several people. It seemed like everything was completely silent through most of the storm. Nobody had handhelds on or anything. And the WatchNet. Well, now one thing that did do really well was before the hurricane hit, we got on here on the week before Ian hit. Here on the TechNet, we actually came up with 2 frequencies for contacting Southwest Florida once the storm was gone. And that was actually quite successful. We had a lot of people on there, and I was able to make contact with Larry N1NQU at the morning after the storm. Actually, wait, no, the day after the storm on Friday, because we set up a time and date. And that worked out pretty well.
It was.
Sorry, go ahead.
So I heard something like rustling or something.
What's going on? Okay, I'm muting him. So we had that going for us. That was pretty cool, and there was activity on the band throughout the day on Friday at least. And it was actually kind of funny because I was talking to some friends who live in Miami, and we were talking about the hurricane, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, if you're interested, here's some frequencies people are using to talk to Southwest Florida." And lo and behold, it was the frequencies that we came up with on the Southwest Florida TechNet. So that was pretty neat. That was nice to have been able to do that and get some communication going just for fun, at least after the storm hit, because the actual cell tower stuff never went completely out. Okay, here we go. Hold on just 1 second. I'm trying to pull something up here. One second. Guess Rick still isn't in here.
Well, while you're doing that, how did Ian's shed hold up through the storm?
Ian Shed did really well, actually. He did take a hit from his neighbor's roof that flew off. It hit the corner of his shed. I think it hit the corner. What would that be? I'm trying to think what direction. If you like the north corner. But he didn't lose like any siding or panels or anything or get any water in there, which is pretty amazing. Let me pull up the email that he shared here because he had a picture. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so his shed was fine. You see, he had these straps put around it, and he gave a lot of credit to the straps, which I mean, I don't know that these straps would have kept siding pieces from coming off, to be honest. But apparently, I guess he thinks it helped. He did say his air conditioner was messed up. It hit his air conditioner and busted it out a little bit, but none of his like radio gear or computer stuff was damaged. That's pretty much the only picture that we have of.
Well, that's good that his radio gear didn't get damaged. I know because he had a lot in there.
Yeah. I was concerned because he still had his brand new big computer in there, and when he said his his air conditioner got hit and everything, I was like, man, you might want to take that computer inside your house. But he didn't want to do that, so he left it out there. He said it was wrapped up in like a plastic bag or something to keep it dry if it got wet in there. But no water got in apparently, so all his radio gear is still in good shape, which is nice. But yeah, that was the thing. So he when the storm was rolling through, he was on the 775 repeater for the first like half of it on a base radio and didn't hear anybody. And then he went on to the handheld as it got worse and called out every 30 minutes, but there was not a single person on like any of the repeaters. They were all like dead quiet, which is really strange to me because like I know everybody takes down their antennas, and I would probably too if I had something really elaborate outside, but a lot of people also have handhelds and indoor antennas. And I remember the weirdest feeling was during Hurricane Irma. We had attic antennas, so everything was indoors. And at nighttime, after the power had gone out and Hurricane Irma was raging outside, getting on like the local repeater and talking to someone else across town, like how are you, talking about damage and asking what their conditions were like. That was like the weirdest feeling. So I'm surprised that more people don't have some kind of repeater activity during the storm. But what did happen down in Naples, like in terms of repeaters actually getting taken out by the storm? Down in Naples, it seems like a lot of the repeaters are down and gone. Okay, who is coming in? Oh my gosh. A lot of the repeaters were down. I know the county barn was completely flooded and everything is lost in there. So the 443.900 is not going to come back. Apparently it's gone for good. So you got that. What else? I think, oh yeah, the KC4 RPP repeater, the antenna was like bent at 90 degrees or something like that, but it's still on the air, which is kind of funny. Apparently that's all linked up now. You can connect to the N2FSU node on Echolink and get down into there to Naples. But everything else seemed like it stayed on the air. I think the 685, is it 685? No, it's 165. That stayed on the air. The 775 stayed on the air. Of course, that's on the LCEC building, so they would hopefully have power, which they apparently did, but everywhere, like after the storm was over, LCEC completely failed at everything, and they still don't have power, where other areas that were under Florida Power and Light are already back online. According to Ian, like LCEC is not making like hardly any progress right now, which is kind of crazy because it's been almost a week since the hurricane and they are still without power, and none of the neighbors are getting it back. No one in the area is getting it back. It's like they're just not doing anything. Actually, maybe we can find out what happened there with that, because I heard there was like a scuffle with the Lee County Electrical Co-op. They were offered help and turned it down.
That's a rumor, and that's not true. The CEO for LCEC was on the news tonight explaining all the people that are in here that are helping them. Duke Power is helping, Flower Power and Light is helping them. There are a lot of people in here. Pike is down here working. There's a lot of bad rumors about that, but right now they've got a chart out there showing you percentage. Lehigh Acres, there's only 300 customers without power now. Cape Coral is at, I think, 75%. But anyway, there's a lot of bad rumors about LCEC, and that's mostly the people that don't have power, which will be restored when they get, the opportunity to get the lines recharged. But
Okay.
my portion of Lehigh Acres is totally powered now. But as far as repeaters go, our repeaters were busy throughout the storm. I was the net control on the yellow area, which was the 345 repeater. The green area had the 820 repeater. Cape Coral had the 225 repeater, and the EOC was on a 685 repeater. So all those were actually active during and after the storms. We were going for 6 days using shelter reports and stuff. And here's the real interesting note. A couple of years ago, Sanibel Island decided that they wanted to have amateur radio as their backup communications in case they lost all communications. So they encouraged all their employees that wanted to get a ham license. Well, they did. In this storm, they lost power. So they were using amateur radio to communicate with all their people out in the field working. They set up in Fort Myers, they set up a command post, and we loaned them an orange box and got an antenna and got them set up on top of the hotel, and they communicated back and forth and directed the services that needed to be attended to at the time. So that worked out for them, using amateur radio as a backup.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it. That is really cool.
Of course, there's not much of Sanibel Island left now.
Yeah. I think I heard somewhere, either Ian told me or I heard somewhere else, they said, I don't think it might have been Sanibel Island, but one of these islands is not going to get power back for like a year.
That's
Or
Sanibel, because their
yeah.
power comes from Pine Island across, is it Pine Island or Cape Coral? It comes across the water there, and those lines are down, so they're going to have to restring new feeder lines.
Wow. That's just
Yeah.
amazing how it can take it out for that long.
Yeah, and it's a major job to string lines across a waterway, re-erecting
Oh, yeah.
towers and all that.
So it was above water towers for the
Yeah,
power?
they were waters. I guess you had never boated out in that area between Pine Island and Sanibel, but there are concrete towers out there that had the power lines all the way across.
Well, yeah, I'd imagine those would get taken down. See if I can find this on the map here, because I've been out around that area, but I've never seen the power lines themselves. They're like on the, I guess it'd be hard to find them here on the Google map.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some kind of line going across
Move
here.
more up towards Redfish Pass.
I don't know where that is.
All right, Redfish Pass is.
Oh, here it is. I found it.
Right, yeah, right there. Now, if you come back down, they should show up.
You know, we need to look. We need to look at the National Oceanic Service. Is that what it's called? No, not NOAA, but the like National Oceanic. It's like this thing, the aircraft reconnaissance that we found.
Oh,
That was the National Oceanic something or other. Because they did the flyover and we had the up close pictures of after almost live imagery of Southwest Florida when the plane flew over it. Why can't I find that? Because we did browse that last week. I think it was like Nash. Cannot type. Oh, the NO. No, it was. Well, maybe it was NOAA. NOAA hurricane. This wasn't it. We found it last time. Oh. No, what is that? Broken website. It's the same thing I'm just at. Man, why can't I find this? That's so frustrating.
well, once again, prior to the storm was low tide and the wind blew the water out of the Caloosahatchee River and out of Peace River and Charlotte Harbor. They were showing pictures of Fisherman's Wharf, and all the boats were sitting on the mud bottom.
Yeah, if that water ever goes out, you best leave as far inland as you can. Well, why is this thing so hard to find? It was like a. Yeah, it was like. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go here. And I'm gonna go to our last. No, not this channel. I have to go to the last TechNet that we did live. Was it that one? Here we go. This was it. Because I want to look at that again. That was cool. That wasn't it. What point do we find this at? That was after I found that. And everybody was looking for their boats, and here, this thing. Storms.ngs.noaa.gov. Here we go. Emergency response imagery. Okay. Oh, they did more. Oh, whoa. Oh, man. This was not here last time. Oh, they did like, oh, man. They did Buckingham. Oh, man. This is really, really cool. I was not expecting them to do this. I thought it was going to be just the initial pass they did of the most affected areas. Whoa. So let's look for the power line first because I want to. There's Redfish Pass, I think. No, that's Captiva Pass. I think Redfish Pass was down here. Maybe this will show the power lines because this is a much higher resolution picture than Google Earth. Yeah, I don't know where these power lines are.
They'd be further down from the pass.
Is that a little tower right there, maybe?
Oh, that could be one.
I don't know. It cuts out here and then it comes back here. Yeah, I don't know. It might not even be worth looking for. Well, we already took a look at all this stuff on the islands out here. But I'm really interested to see this because they actually got this whole thing, and I really want to look. I wonder if they got Ian's place. No, they didn't. They didn't go quite far north enough for that. But man, so the TV station where Ian is at, that's like right
What'd you do?
here.
Gotta go back.
No, it said, let's play one more, and I clicked on it, and it went to all that crap.
Well, here.
But no, I got my neck hurting looking
Is that
down.
it? There we go. That's it right there. So he
Okay.
had like.
Uh,
Did he show pictures in his email of the water inside the building? I think he did.
If you go on YouTube and put WINKTV flood, you'll see a short video in there done by Matt Devitt of the water intrusion.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Let's go back a little bit here to the beginning. So apparently, like when I saw this, I thought that water looked like it was 2 or even 3 feet deep. Well, maybe not 3 feet, but it looked like it was about 2 feet deep. That studio goes down, like the floor recesses into the ground, and that's why it was so much deeper there. But
Yeah.
Ian said, I did talk to Ian on the phone day before yesterday, I think it was. He said they've already got the station back online. Like they've had people in there since day one, restoring and taking care of everything. All the walls have already been replaced. They've got fans running to dry everything out. Like they were on it. They were ready to go. And so
Oh, yeah,
all the
look at this
equipment is
picture
back.
here. You'll see the water outside.
Yeah, I read somewhere they talked about that when the studio went down, they actually went to the tower and transmitting direct at the transmitter.
They did.
They
They
did,
didn't get back into the studio until Tuesday. Yeah, they were out at the transmitter site.
Man, look at that.
You talking to me?
That's pretty crazy to look out the window at the door and just see water. But yeah, that area was deeper than the rest because the floor is recessed. But everything else, apparently all the equipment, like 99% of the equipment made it. And the stuff that was actually needed to get back on the air, like that all was fine. So they're already back up as far as I know. Ian
Yeah,
is
but
back
they've been-
producing.
They've just been broadcasting talking heads for days now, but today they announced at 8 o'clock they're going to go back to the national programming. So
Okay.
we'll get some programs now besides news.
Well, that'll be kind of nice, I guess. That is crazy, but so that was where that was. And after when the storm flew over, all the water had gone, I guess. Yeah, because there's cars on the road and stuff like that. That wouldn't be there if it was still flooded. But I want to check out the Buckingham area. I did see some video of somebody driving down State Road 80, like relatively soon after the storm. And you could almost not even tell it was such a bad hurricane. There were some palm trees down, or not trees, but like palm fronds in the road and a little bit of like sand here and there, but it really didn't look that bad. So I think this right here was the area that they were driving down in the video that I saw. Maybe I can pull that video up actually. Was it what? I think it was just like an amateur video somebody took of them driving down the road. I can never find stuff when I want to find it. It's all just news. Did you guys know you can do this? If you hit the minus button on here and say you want to get rid of all the results by like ABC News, you just do if I could type minus ABC, and it will just delete all the entries from ABC. So you can do minus. Here we go. That's the video I was trying to find, I think. Didn't they drive down through? No, that's not it. No, this was a different, I had seen a different video. But yeah, you want to get rid of all the news. I don't want to see anything from ABC. I don't want to see anything from CBS. I don't want to see anything from Tampa Bay 10, whatever that is. I don't want to see anything from CTV. I don't want to see anything from Fox. Like you can just delete stuff, which is also really nice when you're trying to look up like political news because you can filter out CNN. Was this it? Can't remember which video I saw. Oh, here's more video from the pier. Oh wow. Give me 1 second. I have to hop up and shut this door. What? Well, shut the door and lock it behind you because I'm sick of people coming in. I had not seen this yet. And it's just trashed. The whole place is trashed. All the boats sitting on the sandbar. I don't know. I didn't want to make it too sad this time. I wanted to kind of lighten it up a little bit, but it's still something that happened recently, and I do want to still look at it a little bit. Man, that's crazy. You know, I was thinking back where I used to work, well, our office was right off of what was the highway? 75. And there were some people that lived around that area in the Buckingham area that drove these trucks. And I was like, I always kind of thought it was a little bit funny that they drove these huge trucks with the really flat tires on them. Cause I was like, how are you going to off-road with flat tires? You're just going to get stuck in the mud. But I bet they were happy to have those because the floodwaters and debris everywhere would have been cool to drive through right after the storm. I don't know. Half of, so everybody is all like hating on the disaster and everything. And part of me though is kind of wishing I was there to like, because it's something you only get to experience, you know, not very frequently. A big storm comes through. I mean, it's terrible that everything's messed up, but it's still kind of neat. Like the weather person who's interested in the weather side of me thinks it's kind of cool. Well, that's not the video I want. I wanted the video of the people driving down. Oh, there's an airplane. It's maybe their airplane was in the garage originally. Wow. Where is that video?
You
of
just
them driving
think
down?
you want to live through it. No.
Well, I went through Irma, which was nowhere near as bad.
When
But
I was
still
first licensed back in the
interesting.
early 90s, when Andrew hit Homestead, the storm surge, I was in Savannah. Just the storm surge hit at high tide and all the roads, you couldn't go anywhere. So
Wow.
it's not good.
I mean,
They
yeah, I think probably once it would actually happen to me, I'd realize pretty quick it was not as
No.
fun as I originally thought. But still, it's got, I mean, at least during the hurricane with the high winds, I remember going out, and this was with Irma, but we went out in the street and threw a palm frond up in the air and it would go way down the street. That was kind of fun. All right, so here's Palm Beach. Oh, the trailer park. I always looked at this as I would go past and thought it was a tornado magnet, but it actually, everything still looks like it's on its pad. Even these people who like right on the water. Maybe they got flooded. I don't know. They probably did. Like there's stuff in the road and everything, but they're still like in. Well, I don't know. That one right there looks like it's kind of messed up. But yeah, I was like, this is a tornado magnet right here, and by extension, hurricane magnet. Anyway, so I lived. Who is coming in? Okay. Yeah. So Buckingham Road. Oh, they don't have the. They didn't photograph this part. Man. Is this too far? No, here's our old neighborhood. Oh, this can be interesting. I mean, I don't see any down palm trees. Swimming pool is still there. What's that brown thing in the swimming pool? I wonder what that is. Ugh. It's probably actually not going to look that much different. I don't see any debris in the roads yet. There's some landscapers there working on stuff. This is my old neighborhood. So I'm kind of interested to see all what happened here.
But you live in that horseshoe community or whatever it was called off of Buckingham?
No, it wasn't Horseshoe. Well, what was that place called? I don't know. We were right over. I mean, you can see here on the map. It's called Portico. They had the school bus thing right here. But let's
Okay,
see.
well, that was way up near Palm Beach Boulevard, yeah.
Yeah, we're like in relation to Palm Beach. We are
Yeah.
here. So there's Palm Beach there, and we're right down here.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, they didn't photograph our. Oh, wait. They did. They did get us in there. Well, the house still has all its roof. Wow, they just barely got the corner of our house in there. Looks like our swing sets are still there. I wish we could zoom in a little more, even if it got blurry, but that's good to know. Our old house is still okay. And the neighbors look like they still have their screens and patios and stuff. I guess those are solar panels. Those spots look like solar panels. There was a lot of water around us, but it did have to go up a fair amount. And this was just a retention pond. It wasn't even connected to anything. Kind of cool to see some up-to-date maps, because this stuff on Google Maps, this is still a like an empty field, because Google Maps takes forever to update. That's pretty cool. So they didn't photograph any further north than this. Well, they did up here. So Ian, I don't know exactly. Oh, this is kind of interesting because they are right on the water. Guess you couldn't really tell if they got completely flooded or not from the overhead view. Ian lives somewhere. See if we zoom out here. Somewhere around here. I want to say here. I don't think they. No, he's like over here. He's not in the photographed area. And I wouldn't really want to show his house on the stream anyway, so. Well, that's neat that they actually did more. So this is the storms.ngs.noaa.gov disaster response imagery. Ooh, they got Naples, but they didn't go down that way any. Does anybody know where the county barn was? What even was the county barn? Everyone always talks about that. I don't know what it was.
County Barn Road is down off of Davis Boulevard, just a little bit west of where the toll plaza is for Alligator Alley.
Okay.
Yeah,
County Barn Road.
go down to 951 and Davis Boulevard, and then go a little west on Davis Boulevard, and you might find County Barn Road.
There's Davis. Okay, here we go. So here's County Barn. So I wonder where that repeater was. The 443.900.
I understand it's on a county maintenance site, you know, where they have all their vehicles and stuff. That's what I heard.
The county maintenance site. All right, let's see if we can find. I mean, it's a small area to look at to search. So, because apparently,
That's why
Here's
they
the
call it
sheriff.
County
You done with
Barn
that?
Road.
Huh?
here's the sheriff's
Yes,
department.
I mean, you want
there.
to keep on watching it? Okay.
I don't know where that must have not been that high. I mean, I thought it was high up on something.
You may have had that picture just then.
3521.
The sheriff's department. Oh, here we go. For fleet management.
Yeah,
Ah, there's a tower right there.
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay,
there
so
you go.
that was where the 900 was, I guess, because they always said it was on the county barn, as they would call it. And,
Yeah,
this is the only, and it was high up too. I know it was high. So this is the tower, and they're not super. I mean, there's water here, but that's not connected to anything. Apparently, they got completely flooded out. I don't see how that's possible because they're not on the water.
yeah.
But I guess, I mean, we put a marker there. Anyway, let's try to find this on the other map if we can. That may be too far inland. Let's pull up the imagery here. No, they might. Okay, so we need these side by side here. So they're just like straight down from 75. There's 75. They are straight down. Here's County Barn Road. Oh, they didn't. Everything we want to see. The repeater's like right over here. Still though, this doesn't look like it. Well, I mean, how would that have flooded deep enough to take out the repeater?
You know, that's all part of the swamp.
That's true. That's true. That's just that, and it doesn't. I mean, overhead is kind of hard to tell if there's actually like flood damage, but I don't see debris in the roads so much. I don't know. I'm not an expert on this. I don't know what signs to look for flood damage. I mean, this parking lot looks kind of dirty, which may mean it was flooded. So I can see it being flooded. Okay. It would have had to flood pretty deep though. I bet their whole fleet is gone if it got deep enough. That's crazy. That the whole thing was taken out like that. I mean, yeah, they are in the swamp, so how far inland is that? Let's measure distance here. About almost 5 miles. Oh, we should find the oh, I hate that it does this. I just want to get rid of it. Let's see, that was Collier County. Cannot spell again. Whatever, I don't care. Collier County. Let's see. This is not what I want to look at. That is ridiculous. I'm not doing that. I just want to look at the map. Whatever. That is not what I want to know. Know your flood hazard. What is this? If it tells me that I need to, okay. What? Huh? That doesn't help me very much either. I just want the map, like the colored map. I don't want 2012 stuff. I don't know. I'm not very good at searching for these things. That's what I'm looking for. So if 70, I would say there's Radio Road. Wait, there's a Radio Road in Naples?
Yeah,
Well, that's where I need to live.
it actually runs from Davis Boulevard to
There it is.
Airport Pulling Road,
Cool.
right across from the airport.
Yep, there it is. Well, that's pretty neat.
No, it'll go.
Oh, I just had a really cool idea. I wonder
It
if
used
I
to be a
can.
radio station out there, is why it was called Radio Road.
Okay. I just had a really cool idea. I don't know if I'll be able to do it in time. I'm gonna try and see if I can get the flight simulator, the new one, up and running here. I probably won't be able to do it because I don't have it installed at the moment and it's like huge. But we'll see here because this was interesting. I think I landed at this airport once. So that's pretty cool. That was County Barn Repeaters El Gano, but I think Dan is putting up a new repeater soon, which will be pretty good. So you got that at least. See how the airport fared. I wonder if the airport was flooded.
Yeah, and they had to clear off the runway from all the sand intrusion to allow aircraft to land.
Whoa. That's pretty bad. So here's some planes. I wonder if we can see any planes that are like stacked up on the side of the building or something. Hold on. I got another window popped up here. I'm gonna see if I can find the flight simulator. That installed. Okay. Because I saw pictures of planes that had been like stacked up on the side of buildings for the wind. Now, I don't think they got super bad winds though down here. They got flooding, but I don't think they got winds. I mean, they did some, but
Oh, I can't go there. That's right.
I don't know. These planes look like they're all stacked very neatly in a row. So I'm going to say they probably didn't. Let's check out Pagefield. I wonder how Pagefield did. Well, here's Fort Myers. No, that's Pagefield right there. That plane is slightly off center. Oh, look over here. What is this? That hangar looks like it was partially something happened to it. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, there's garbage and stuff everywhere. Look at that. There's like, I don't know, what are these packages or something? What is that? Part of a building? Oh, is that the part from over here? That almost looks like, because there's a spot here on the ground that kind of looks like there may have been a building there. Maybe, I don't know. Wow. Oh, there's a plane. Look at that right in the center. There's a plane in the ditch. Wow, it really did get him. That's crazy. Here's the neighborhood junkyard down here. That looks pretty much like it normally does. Wow. So they did get actually messed up. That's just amazing. I think this is where they held the... I think, oh, you know what? I think this right here, right? So the parking lot is there. Out, I don't know if anybody knows. This was, could also have been over here. I'm not sure, but they held the special event over here. It was a, I want to say it was either a Memorial
Aviation
event.
Day. Aviation
guess.
Day.
Yeah, I guess that's what it was. They had a C-130 out there and you could walk inside the C-130, but they also had the FMERC had their trailer up and they were, and I walked up to them and they're like trying to hand me a flyer and they're like, do you know what ham radio is? And I'm like, do you know who you're talking to right now? That was really funny. Okay. Those planes all look okay. I wonder how Pagefield did. Pagefield was, that is Pagefield. Oh my gosh. I was looking at Pagefield the whole time. I wonder how no, that's our local station. What was it? Can't remember the call sign for the Fort Myers airport. Where was that?
RSW.
RSW. There you go. Here we go. Ooh, they're on the water. They probably got messed up even worse. Can't tell if, I don't know if they had sand damage or not. It's not part of it. Here we go. See if the terminals got damaged at all. Doesn't look like it. I mean, it looks mostly okay. Ooh, if I can actually get this up and running, then we can do the hurricane weather Oh man, we should have done that last week. I could have had this up and actually flown into the hurricane with the live weather. Oh man. Wish I'd thought of that. I'm really interested to see though. Okay, so where did we usually shop? When we went shopping, we went to the Forum sometimes. Actually, we went to the Forum not as much as. Was it this area? I think, yeah, this was it. Yeah, there's the Taco Bell and the Dunkin' because they don't have donuts anymore. So they removed donuts from their name and now it's just Dunkin' because they, instead of fixing the donut problem and actually serving donuts, they said, we're just going to remove donuts from our name. How dumb is that? Wow, wow, this actually. Ooh, what was that? I don't think that was under construction when we left. I think they may have torn something down and built something new. I don't know, but whatever it is, there's stuff in the water here that shouldn't be there. So that's interesting. They did get some damage. That was the Lowe's. Yeah, that was the Lowe's. This area looks kind of, well, I guess it's just the tree shadows. Wow. They're still working on these roads too. Man, they've taken them a long time to do that.
Cars.
Ooh. There's the Top Golf thing. I wondered about this because they have those nets. Surely the nets did not survive. The only net that I can see is this one here, and it looks like it's damaged. It looks like the nets are all hanging on the ground. I wondered if they would like take them down or something for the storm, but I don't think they did.
Gulf Ridge.
All them poles are leaning over there on the right side.
I think that's just the location of the picture.
I'll have to drive down there and see what happened there.
Yeah, take some pictures if you do, and you can share it with us next week. I wondered about this. I thought, are they going to take down the nets? Does not look like they did. That's funny. They put that up not too long before we moved. I mean, it really doesn't look that bad. I mean, there's obviously traffic and people shopping at stores, so it wasn't bad enough to shut everything down. Although this was taken, see, when we found the original imagery, that was taken the second day after the storm. This was taken, I don't know how much long later, because this wasn't here originally. So they took this the next day or day after that. But like Lowe's is open and everything. I don't know what restaurant. Oh, that's the McDonald's. Oh, they're still selling burgers.
Okay.
A lot of traffic. And then further down this way. Did they get in the old shop? Let's find out. We were at exit. Was it 139? Yeah, it was 139. They did get it. So this camera. Ooh. So I believe it was either this camera. It might have been this camera, or maybe it was a different camera. But there's a camera on a pole right around this area here, and I believe we saw it bend over live on stream. Like we were watching the feed from it and it started bending over. I don't know. It may have flooded. There's water right here. I can't see the camera though. I think the camera's mounted to a pole like right. It was either
What's
that
that?
or here. This all looks relatively undamaged. There's a truck stop. There's a gas. Ooh, gas lines. Oh my goodness. It goes all the way to the exit or the on-ramp. No, sorry. What is that called? Yes, it's an exit. Look at that gas line. Going all the way around. Man, that's crazy. hey, they actually started doing construction and it looks like it's flooded. Wow. This is neat. I mean, this is neat even outside the hurricane aspect because I had moved before all this happened. So this is like way more updated than Google Maps was.
Just dinner, honey.
All right, so here's our old office. We were here.
see.
Oh, the trailer park that was right behind here, or the RV park. I bet because there's an RV service and repair company right here at the very end, and I wonder if they were swamped after this. Yeah, it doesn't really look like anything happened. I think I can see at least. Ooh, this got trashed. Oh man, this was like a retirement neighborhood. Like the sign on the front said 55 and older, so it was old people only allowed, and they got destroyed. Look at this. And those were not all trailers either. These were proper houses, at least it seemed like it.
All right, watch who
Wow.
you calling old now.
This is way worse than they completely lost a hole in their roof right there. Man. It's just crazy how here can be so bad and then right across from here you can't even tell anything happened. I mean, even the RV park looks like it's untouched. Well, not completely untouched. There's some debris here, but wow. Oh, you know, I just realized I have not been watching the YouTube chat, but nobody said anything anyway, so it's fine. So this, I'm trying to trace back the route I would take to get to and from home or to and from work every morning. Just trying to see. Oop, sorry if it glitched out. I started the flight simulator in the background and it just popped up. Hang on 1 second here. Let's try that. So I would come along here. That old house is still there. Man, this got so... Oh, you know what that stuff is? That's that fence. That's that white fencing. So it looks really bad, but it's just the big old pieces of vinyl laying on the ground. That's all that is. Here's the school. Ooh, the school's got sand in the... Oh, see, now we can actually see it. Everywhere else it was cleared up already, but you can actually see the sand in the roads. Let's see if the simulator will start up this time. There it goes. Give me 1 second. It's popped up on my screen. I can't get out of it until it lets me escape from here.
Sorry, Secretary.
And it just crashed. Why do you keep crashing? I used to play with like 5.3 or something. Let's see what else is going on here. These people had like a grass farm or something because they'd always park a truck right here and they'd have pallets of grass they were loading up. I don't know where they were getting their grass. I don't see a field back here. Anyway, carrying on. This looks like a disaster, but it might be supposed to look like a disaster. So you'd come down this road. What was this? Orange River. Then you would turn. Think you would turn there? Did you keep going? That was Tice. Okay, then you would turn. I want to say you turn left on the Staley Road. Yeah. You turn left, and there was the big dirt pile here, the mulch pile. It looks like it's completely gone. No, there's mulch.
9 o'clock.
Good evening. The time is 9 p.m. It's lagging a little bit here. What just happened?
Sorry.
Oh, my mouse was stuck down again. What happened? Why did it all turn white?
No, Papa.
Great. Now my whole everything is locking up here. What is going on? Oh, well, great. We're zoomed all the way out now. Let's get back over here.
When destroy the house, will flood everything.
Yep. There's Orange River. That's too far. Okay. So you went along here, you went on Tice, and you went on Staley, and you went on Orange River. Carrying on down. There's those power lines. Those look like they're still up. And there was a station right here. Yeah, here we go.
Where's the station? Where?
We're looking at it right now. This was it. It was a transformer station.
Twist builders?
Yeah, where they stepped down like the super crazy
And,
high voltage.
The tower is down with damage.
Yeah, it looks like all the tower. Oh, is that flood water? That looks like actual flood water over the road. Wow. Yeah, this whole area looks like it's actually flooded. All the
What?
transmission lines look like they're still up though. Wow, this whole area is actually swamp. Oh, there's water here, but that was always there. Wow, that's interesting. I hadn't seen that yet. So that bit of road there, which is I never drove down that road. I was on this side over here.
Says perfect 2 points.
We'll be done with this in a second. I just want to find my old route. So when you would go
And I'll
past all
take you to
this,
back.
there was the farm thing. Oh, how are they doing? Can't zoom in anymore. Look like they're doing okay. Whoa, this whole area is flooded. Look at that car. You can see the car making a wake in the water. What road is this? This is still Orange River.
Oh, yes.
Wow. These houses are in the water.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen this on the map until now. Wow, that is great. Look, they're trapped. I don't know how deep that water is. It looks pretty deep. These people are trapped there. The water's all around them. Whoa. Here, it's just completely gone. Wow, look at that. I don't know what that was, but it is completely flooded. So this whole area along the Orange River. So wow, this whole area here is flooded out still whenever this was taken. So if I were to be driving through there now, I'd be going through water. And then as you continue on, here was the little gas station thing. That doesn't look like it's still flooded. That little store is still there, although they have this truck out in front. I wonder what they're doing. And you continue on. This is still flooded. Whoa, that's pretty deep there. Wow.
Go on down towards the hut. The Orange River comes out of its banks all the time. There's a community down there called Shady Lane. They're constantly getting flooded by the river.
Okay. What do you know what road is it?
On Buckingham Road,
Buckingham Road. Is it what direction is it from here?
south of Orange, or yeah, would be south of Orange River Boulevard. So, all right. So what do we got?
South
So what?
south of Orange
we got
River.
Orange River, okay. Orange River Boulevard and Buckingham Road All right, it's a little bit towards the bottom of the screen. You ought to see the river and the bridge.
The bridge, is that,
Yeah,
What's bridge?
well,
is
that
this it
little,
right here?
No.
Okay, this might be the hut. There's the parking lot. And so all that area is flooded. Yeah, so if you go up a little bit on the screen to the top of the screen, you should see the river and the bridge.
Yeah, here's the Orange River.
Okay,
I don't see a bridge. Oh, is that bridge?
there's a bridge on Orange River Boulevard. here.
Yeah. Yeah, here it is. I found it.
Yeah. Now, my niece lives just a little bit above the top of the screen. It didn't get in her house, but it got up in her backyard.
Wow. Well, considering that this was taken a few days after the initial
Oh,
flooding
yeah,
had happened.
It just subsided yesterday back into its banks.
Wow. Well, yeah, this whole area is just flooded. Everybody's house, streets are completely covered. Wow. All right, well, this is kind of going to be the end of this then, I guess. There really wasn't that much damage except for on the, well, aside from the flooding. The wind damage was really, really bad. Well, I guess most of that was also storm surge. Anyway, I'm kind of tired of this segment now at this point. I'm gonna get things moving on. So the next thing, oh, we have chats here. Let me try and read these. Joseph Happening, small airport ground tower. Oh, I guess he was narrating as we were talking. All right. Well, it doesn't look like the flight simulator is gonna want to start out without me messing with it some, so I don't want to do that right now. But this is pretty cool. Oh, they got Key West too. Oh, what is this? Is this Dry Tortugas? It is. Oh, I wouldn't want to be out here when a storm's coming. Wow, I don't know what this looked like originally. I don't know if this
You
is.
got video of that? We're seeing you, not your video.
Oh. There we go. Yeah, they went and took a picture of Dry Tortugas here.
Yeah, storm passed close.
Yeah, it did. Well, that's what we initially had when the storm was first coming close. We had a live camera over here on Key West, right here at the very edge. I believe it was on this road here.
Okay,
Yeah, here we go. We had a live camera that was positioned like here in the corner, and that was how we got our first views of the winds and things. But Key West really didn't get hit that bad, which is funny because they're sticking
Well, you know that
straight
marker,
out.
that's the southernmost point in the United States down there in Key West?
Oh, I didn't know about that.
They had video of that. There was a camera there and showing the waves breaking over the seawall.
I wonder where that marker is.
Uh,
I mean, would it be like right here on the edge? That's the lowest point.
it's on the road, but it's like a big old Coast Guard buoy, but it's made out of concrete.
Oh. I don't know what that is. But yeah, they didn't get it too bad. I would not live out on Key West. Because that is just sticking straight out. I thought Florida was bad with its sticking straight out into the ocean. Oh, they got up here too because of the
Weather Channel kept playing a video of some guy. He was on a bicycle in his Bermuda shorts and flip flops, leaning up against that buoy or that marker down there in Key West with a storm behind him. Dude wasn't right.
Typical Florida man there.
Well, Bermuda shorts and flip flops are standard attire for Key
Yeah.
West. And a
Yeah.
straw hat.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Man, I'm pretty tired. If I were Ian, I would be saying, guys, I'm gonna be honest. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. Tonight I'm probably gonna head in early because I'm really tired. I've been producing a show.
Oh, I could not sleep.
I'm gonna say something right now that's probably gonna sound crazy. Ian's things that he says. Hopefully we'll have him back next week. Ian's right now super busy tearing the last bits out of his mom's house, getting it ready to be put back together because he has family members and acquaintances who do that kind of work. So he's gotten quicker service than everybody else at getting this flood damage stopped and taken care of as soon as possible. I think he's also going back to work at the station now because he told me the other day that they had opened back up, and it's like right after the hurricane, they're like, all right, time to come back to work. And he's like, nope, I have to save this house. All right, well, we have that's all interesting. We've been doing that long enough now. What were the other topics that we had? So the solar flux index, or whatever solar number is that says if you're having good conditions or not, apparently is very high right now.
Go.
What is that actually called? Is it called the solar flux index? Or where's that map? You know what I could do? Let's just go to the actual TechNet website because we're still in hurricane alert mode. I need to fix this. Our StarNet feed is the only one online. We got the StarNet up. Everybody else went down. We got the StarNet up. Here we go. This thing. SFI of 160. This is what Dave was telling me about. Apparently, that is very good. The best we've had in a long time. So you can get on 10 meters now. Look at this. Nighttime. Okay, so 12 meter, 10 meter is good during the day, and at night is poor. Man, this is super delayed. I just got the little pop-up that says participants can now see your application. Hopefully y'all been able to see me this whole time. Let's see. 30 to 20 meter, fair and good. All right, well, I don't really care much about that right now, but there's your informations. SFI of 160 is very good. Dave's not here to talk about his parks. So I'm not going to try and do that because I don't know which parks are closed and everything. Let's go and see what we can. Man, all this is. I did replace the link there for this, but I got to fix this other stuff that's still in storm alert mode. It's funny because before all this was, when he was sending out the hurricane emergency emails and life-threatening emergency expected in Southwest Florida, he didn't even realize how bad it was going to be up until like halfway through the storm, when he finally realized how bad it was. Is this even up to date anymore? Oh, this is the same thing. Let's see what's on the super map. Maybe I don't know, is it completely dissipated at this point? I guess it is. Yeah, there's really nothing there anymore. It is completely gone. It's a hurricane alert again. All right, well, to be honest, what else do we have on our email I sent out here? Solar conditions 10 meters contest this weekend. Oh yeah, we got to cover our contests. Hold on. Here's your contest list. So we have I don't know how to pronounce that, Make Rothen Riddy contest, October 8th and October 9th. From these times, I guess it's Zulu time, whatever that means. I don't know. QRP Fall QSO Party, October 8th as well. The Nevada QSO Party, man, everybody's having QSO parties right now. That's October 9th. Oceania DX contest, CW only, also October 9th. Oh, October 8th through 9th. And so is the Nevada QSO party. Anything else interesting on here? There's a slow speed test. Is that slow speed Morse code? Or slow scan TV? I don't know what that means, but I guess it's on October 10th. You got the QRP group. Rick would like to do the QRP probably. And the 10-10 International 10-10 Day Sprint, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. What is a sprint? They canceled the Scandinavian
Sprint's
activity
just a short
contest.
contest. You do it
Okay.
in a couple hours. It's
All right.
that one there looks like it's a full day. But maybe it's a full day, but you're only allowed to operate X number of hours.
I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know anything about that. I never do these contests. I hear them going on, but I'm just not very much into contesting.
I do three. I do winter field day, regular field day, and now the Georgia QSO party. That's enough.
Oh, well, if you're counting field day, then yeah, I do field day, field summer and winter. Field
Some
day.
say it's not a contest. But
Well, it's not
Really
a
cool.
contest if you're there to have fun, but some people know how to make it into a contest. Like,
there's a
Here.
score.
Yeah,
if
there's
you
a
have
score.
Then there's a contest. Even if you're only to do better this year than you did last year, you know, it's a self contest.
yeah. And then the people in Huntsville here are like, oh, we have secret magic antennas that you can't tell anybody about because we gotta beat the contest. Well, I'm pretty much out of things to show here. If anybody else has anything, go ahead and bring it forward. Otherwise, if nobody else has anything for after a minute or two, we'll probably end this because I'm not Ian. I can't sit here and ramble about completely unrelated things. Here's why traffic lights are better than roundabouts, and I'm going to talk about that for 20 minutes.
Did I hear you say you're in Huntsville?
Yeah, I'm in Huntsville now. I used to live in Southwest Florida, but we've moved up to Huntsville, Alabama.
I haven't been to Huntsville in forever.
Well, next year you got to come up for the Hamfest.
Okay.
We just had the Hamfest about 2 months ago, and it was really, really fun.
I did some work there at Redstone about the time they were putting a mock-up of the Saturn V.
Wow, that must have been a long time ago.
Yeah, talked to the guy that has to put the tower bulb on that one. He said that one's easy because the stairs are inside the mock-up. You don't have to climb a tower. You just walk up some stairs.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I always thought
Yeah,
it'd be
that's-
neat to put a. Oh, sorry, go
Now,
ahead.
let's see. Well, it all happened pre-Gulf War, so it's been a while.
Okay. Hey, I noticed your little name there says Atlanta, Georgia. So you're in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, well, I'm outside of Atlanta. I'm in Stone Mountain or Lilburn, but
Right,
it's
is that-
easier just to say Atlanta.
What direction is that from Atlanta? Is that
East.
west or
Yeah.
east? Okay.
East of Atlanta.
The reason I
Jennifer,
ask, the reason I ask is
We're almost
because we
there.
are putting up a repeater here soon, and according to my repeater coverage calculations, it should get a signal into Atlanta, Georgia. So if you're around when we do that, I might have to ask you to give me a
Well,
signal
again, like I was
report.
telling you earlier, I got to grow my antenna farm.
Oh, right, right.
I'm a retire. Well, I can say A, I'm retired, or B, I'm on disability. I've got multiple sclerosis, so I can't climb here. I'm stuck on the ground.
Oh, all right. You need like
But yeah,
a pulley.
I've got a what is this? An X200 that I'm gonna set up for my fusion radio. So
Well, that's good.
put it on probably 35-foot pole, but where I'm at, I'm down in a creek bottom. So
Oh,
had I been, elevation here is about 900 foot above sea level. where my parents' house was before I moved, I was sitting at probably 1,100 foot above sea level. So, had a good, line of sight. So,
Well, let's see here. So if you can see this,
yeah,
this is a coverage map of, according to the Radio Mobile website, which shows the coverage from where it should be located. And the receiving antenna is a base station antenna, like 15, 20 feet off the ground. That's what this coverage is for here. So if you're east of Atlanta, it looks like you would not be in range.
no,
Unfortunately.
because you'd have all the buildings and everything that's going to be deterrent on that too. So, and
Right.
there's a lot of foliage out this way. Might get it in the wintertime, but is it UHF or VHF?
VHF.
Yeah, okay, it's a little better, but foliage is going to eat it up.
Let me do a new coverage here, because when I did this calculation last time, I did it with a lower gain antenna. I love this website. I've been using this a lot lately. If anyone hasn't used this yet, it's called Radio Mobile Online, or ve2dbe.com.
Hold on, I got to make a note on that.
Calculations. Okay.
Now I got to find something to write with.
Actually,
VE2
DBE, Delta Bravo Echo.com.
Victor Echo 2.
Delta Bravo Echo.com.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm old
Look-
school. You can have all the power you want, but if you got a crappy antenna, it ain't going to be any good. You can have a few watts and a good antenna and talk all over the world.
Yeah, it's true. I like this. I've been using this for my repeater calculations, but you can use it for a base station too, or whatever
Yeah.
you want to do. So you put in your location and it automatically pulls the elevation whenever you put coordinates in.
Okay.
You select your antenna type here, enter your antenna gain. So this is where you put in how, like, the configuration of your receiving antenna. So we're going to say, like, say you had your antenna up about, what did you say, 30 feet?
Yeah, I'll probably be 30 foot. So probably 980 foot above sea level.
So we will put you at 30 feet. And how much gain do you think your antenna would have?
VHF, I think it's either 6 or 8.
All right, we'll just put an 8. Like, we'll say it's a
Yeah.
Comet GP9, so we'll say like 8.5 dB gain, or dBi on VHF there. We're gonna try this one with we're just gonna name it.
All right, here it is. It's a Diamond X200, 6 dB on 2 meters, and trying to find it for
Oh, the 6 dB. That's what.
yeah, it's 6 dB on 2 meters,
Okay.
8 dB on 70 centimeter.
Yeah, they're usually higher on 70 centimeter.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna be on 147, and we're gonna be putting out somewhere in the range of 600 watts into the duplexers. We're going to say there's 2 dB line loss on that. Oop.
Oh, so you can
And-
calculate line loss and everything on this.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna put this out 250 miles and submit. So this, I've been using this a lot. This is a really cool tool. And I don't know how accurate it is, but it seems like it knows what it's talking about because it takes into account frequency, your terrain, line of sight, obstacles like buildings or trees in the way. From what I can tell, it seems pretty accurate. Like if you put in a 400 megahertz frequency in there, you can see the difference in coverage.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like half. It's really unfortunate that UHF has such a reduced, line of sight coverage compared to VHF, or not necessarily line of sight, but we have a lot of hills in our area. So UHF just doesn't do very well. Problem is UHF does really well going through buildings. So if you're indoors or in a vehicle and with a handheld or something, UHF is great. but
Yeah.
for everything else, it's just not as good. All right, so this is with our repeater up where it will be, and then your receiver configuration. So I don't know where if you're
All
what
right,
exactly
see
area
where
you're in.
Lawrenceville is?
I'm
Straight
looking-
center of your screen.
See
Where
Loganville.
it says Lawrenceville.
It says Loganville.
I mean Loganville. Okay, I'm about.
Oh, here's Lawrenceville.
I'm about 20 miles west of Lawrenceville.
West.
And I'm
Yeah,
in
if you find
Loganville.
Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain.
Yeah,
Stone Mountain, Georgia. Well, I guess I
And
should
if
be
y'all-
over on the.
if y'all can make it over here, first weekend in November is our Hamfest.
Well, that'd be
Gwinnett
cool.
County Fairgrounds. We're celebrating our 50th.
This Georgia has a Decatur and an Athens.
Yeah,
We have a Decatur and an Athens too.
yeah.
They also have a Fayetteville.
Well, I was born in Decatur. The dogs, go dogs, Athens.
What is up with this? They've got like
Yes.
4 of our
And
cities.
Texas has got all that too.
Yeah,
Texas has got a Dallas. We got a Dallas, Georgia. We
Oh,
got-
look, here's a
Yeah, there's a-
Dallas.
we got
Dallas,
Milam
Georgia.
County. I helped the folks with the Milam County, Texas amateur radio website, where we have a Milam County and county seat, and Milamdale is Rockdale, and Rockdale is in Georgia.
yeah.
With,
I lived in
Right.
Rockdale County.
yeah, just right down the street from me.
Wow.
Conyers,
Well,
Georgia.
Unfortunately, it does not look like you will
No.
have much
Well,
coverage.
what you've got here is if you look at the topographical map, Atlanta is on the tail end of the Appalachian Trail or the Appalachian Ridge. So you get a definite, if you're on the west side of town, well, literally water that hits the west side of Atlanta goes into the Gulf of Mexico. That hits the east side goes into the Atlantic. So,
Wow, so you got these.
and the storms that y'all had when I was
There's
talking
still
to
Stone
Ian,
Mountain, but I'm surprised that the coverage does not include Stone Mountain.
Yeah, I would think it would kind of pop back up. Oh, wait. No, that's just a park. I thought the green was.
well, Stone
Green
Mountain
from
is
the
a
map.
park, so
Well, it looks like the furthest possible place you could pick it up would be.
probably Douglasville.
Yeah, here's Lawrenceville. There's got a little bit of yellow in Lawrenceville, which means it'd be a really
Nah.
weak signal. The last
Maybe
place
with-
where there's green is like
Yeah,
whatever this.
maybe with some
Elizabeth-
Arctic ducting and temperature inversion, you might get it.
That is a good point because that happens a lot in the wintertime.
Yeah.
And
You lose all your foliage and you get your line of sight cleans up.
yeah, speaking of line of sight, this has a line of sight calculator. Okay, so you do new.
That's what I was getting at is.
And he
you
said
know,
he
my
couldn't
link-
sit. He said he couldn't sit here and talk for 20 minutes.
You're lucky.
Sorry, I
figured-
had bust
no,
chops.
it's all right. Is it new link? I think link
Yeah,
is
but-
how you
but-
find it.
But you have to have coordinates for both ends.
Yeah,
Oh, you're right. I have to
yeah.
add a
You'd have to have a
station.
couple of grid squares or lat long.
I need a new site. So if I add a site over here, let's see if I can find this on the map. Stone Mountain.
You got to go to your left. You're way out past Athens or something. You're-
Yeah, come back west. Keep going,
Okay.
keep going.
All right. Are we
Cause it's
You-
literally
you
about
go-
20
go to
minutes
Atlanta
outside
and
down
zoom
the
in.
perimeter.
You're
Go ahead.
close. Stop.
Oh.
Zoom in so we can see where you're at.
All right, now go outside the perimeter. Oh,
Okay.
right there. See where it says Mountain Park? That's Stone Mountain down inside that bubble. Bring your mouse down to the left, about 8 o'clock.
That
Come on.
little circle thing that looks like a lake.
Go left.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, bottom left.
see it.
corner.
Here we go.
That is that is the rock. That is the park.
Okay.
Giant piece of granite.
Well, we'll put the marker on there then.
Yeah.
And we're gonna say, we're just gonna call it,
Oh, that's only
And-
473 feet. I mean, not meters tall.
meters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah,
So now we do new link and we say our tower, and we're gonna put this at 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. There we go. There's our antenna height, and then the second one, we're gonna say Stone Mountain. Antenna height above ground, we'll just say you're on like a
600 foot.
600 foot
If I
tower.
was on top, if I was on the mountain itself,
Well, I'm talking about this, it takes into account the height
Okay.
of the actual antenna. So
Put
say your
about maybe 100
receiver,
Foot for the tower. It's most probably taller than that, but there's too much stuff at the top. You won't get a spot on the top.
no,
oh, I mean for someone parked on top of the mountain in a car or,
You-
that
you
ain't
don't
gonna
do that.
happen. That's a state park.
oh,
It's a rock. You don't go.
Yeah,
you don't
It's a
drop
big
it.
piece of granite.
all right.
Back
Can
in
you
the
hike?
day, you could drive your Model A's and Model T's up there, but not now.
Can you hike up there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And
So
every
we'll say-
every Easter they have sunrise service, so everybody gets out there in the freezing cold and hikes up the mountain. Sunrise service.
But there's a tower on that mountain, so put 100 feet. For,
Yeah.
All right.
if we were to try to do a link set of repeaters.
Yeah,
Let's see.
the receive antenna is right at 100 foot above. The crest of the mountain is about
30,
600
30
foot. And the
meters.
receive antenna is about 100 foot above that for our repeaters.
All right, we'll put it there. And frequency is 147. TX power 600 watts. 2 dB on loss. Oh, I always forget not to do that. TX antenna gain 8.1 dB. I have a CommScope DB20.
Y'all are pushing out some serious RF. I think we're a little under 100 on ours, but we got elevation going for us.
Oh, I'm gonna have
That's
elevation
for a link like
antenna.
that, you know, they would most probably put a 5 or 6 element beam, so you could
Yeah.
you could put that at like 10 dB.
All right, say 10 dB on their RX antenna.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
RX line loss, I don't know what we'll have that
2
at.
dB.
One.
Yeah, I think our actual antennas are some folded dipoles, 4-element folded dipoles.
Yeah, but he's talking like
Yeah.
doing a link between the two.
Yeah,
so
he's
you
trying
wouldn't
to-
get-
Yeah,
Cush it up a little bit.
yeah. So let's try that, and that looks good. Submit. So this will give us a
Thinking and
two-dimensional.
thinking.
Okay, well that would be a bit of a problem. The
Yeah.
Earth is in between.
There's some curvature going on there.
There's a little bit of curvature.
That's a
but
lot of curvature.
Well, no, but you're talking a bunch of hundreds of miles.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know. It's
And,
just a,
and there's ridges there, but yeah, so all you gotta do is put it through burn through and burn off parts of
yeah. That's where your
Alabama.
that's where your ducting is gonna, if you can get right in a thermal layer and bend it back down where you get it. Sunrise, sunset.
yeah. If you can get
So
it
the
right up
parts of
there.
Georgia that Sherman didn't burn down, you gotta get rid of it. You gotta put the laser on burn through.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Well, there you go. You can do it. There we go. Here's our line of sight calculation. That would be kind of cool. One of my goals with this repeater is to get people to come in from really far distances and
Are
almost
you
like
gonna set it up with Echolink?
oh yeah, it's gonna have Echolink All-Star, and we are even looking into a Zello. It'll probably be linked to a Zello room, which has the
Okay.
best sound quality, and we may even have digital linking at some point, like a room you could go into, which would transmit you out the repeater. It won't have a
Yeah.
digital side; it's going to be analog. But
My group, they're into D-Star. I haven't done that. I've been playing around a little bit with the Yaesu Fusion stuff. So
yeah, well, that D-Star is one of the better digital modes, in my opinion. It's definitely above
but
DMR.
having to deal with the code plugs and all the settings and everything, hard.
Yeah. Let me see here.
I
I'm
like
gonna
KISS
do-
mode. Keep it simple.
Okay, Madison House. I'm gonna do calculation here. The antenna would be at 32, no, 34. There we go. 38 meters. That's how tall the antenna would be.
Well, you have to see how well you can get from Huntsville to UCLA.
I don't know where that is. I need to find out.
You don't know UCLA?
I know what it is, but I don't care enough
It's
to look it up.
probably, I consider Birmingham UCLA, Upper Central, Lower Alabama,
Upper Central, Lower Alabama.
UCLA.
Okay. It will get into Birmingham. That much is for sure.
Yeah, but if you go into Birmingham, you got to stop by Sunny Pride and all his car dealerships out 20.
Gonna eat up all my signal. Well, I've been talking about this repeater for a while, and I have all the hardware now. I finally got the last piece of hardware in yesterday, which was the actual repeater.
Yeah.
I really hope that I actually end up doing this. I mean, everything that we know right now points to yes, this is actually going to happen. But something could come up. But
Well,
I
I'm
really want to
glad
get
I
this
came
on the
across
air.
you guys. I hate that we had to go through Ian and all this stuff, but I'm looking forward as time goes on, checking in with y'all every so often. So
Yeah, well, we're excited.
background is I've been exposed to ham radio forever. My grandmother and grandfather, my grandfather was licensed in 53. My grandmother was in 54 because she helped him study the test. My mother was in 60. So grandfather was advanced. Grandmother was a general. Mom was a novice until the no code kicked in. So, and he was with the Georgia State Patrol. He retired from the State Patrol in 77 in charge of communications for the state. So as a kid, I played in the radio rooms at State Patrol headquarters.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah. So radio is in my blood.
Well, similar story here. My great grandfather was a ham on my mom's side, and then my mom's mother, my grandmother, she was a ham. And then my dad introduced me to it one time, and I'm a
Yeah.
ham now, and most of our
Well-
family's hams. And
Well, I've got my 12-year-old, and he's interested in it. So I'm taking him to the Ham Fest with me. He went to a field day, so getting him exposed to it. So
well, that's really awesome.
pass it on.
That's awesome. Got to keep it going.
Yeah. Well, guys, I'm
Yes.
going back out of here. It's been a long day. Y'all have a good
Yep.
one. Glad y'all survived. And if there's anything I can do for you from here, just let me know. I'm good on QS. My mind just went blank.
QRZ.
Thank you. I suffer from mental pause every so often.
All right. Well, it's good
guys.
having you. It was good having you. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. So we'll see you
Y'all
later.
take care.
All right. I'm going to take this opportunity to check YouTube. All right. Well, yeah, I hope we can get this repeater up and going because this coverage is just insane. And the equipment we're putting up there is really, really good. And it's just going to be crazy if we get it going. I don't know if I wish I could share sound. It still won't let me share sound. That's one thing that's annoying about using Linux is that Zoom doesn't have sound. Oh, wait, maybe it does. I checked the box. It's grayed out, but it's checked. Let me test this. Can y'all I'm gonna play a video and tell me if y'all can hear it. You can? Dallas is muted. I can't tell. He said a thumbs up though. You're still muted. Dallas is muted. All right, great. Well, that's cool. So I'm gonna have this up here. Y'all are just going to see this screen. Actually, you know what I can do? I'm gonna go into my Google Drive here. Repeater IDs. All right, so I went on and I was talking about this 2 or 3 weeks ago about the repeater. I went to this website called Fiverr. And what you can do there is there's all kind of like if you need a video edited, for example, you can pay somebody $5 and they'll edit your video, or you need a sound effect made, they can make your sound effect, or you need an ad made or something like that. Like you can get online stuff made for you. So I found this one listing where they make radio station idents. And if you ever listen to broadcast radio, you know how they sound. They have all these like sound effects, and they have somebody saying in a funny voice, like, you're listening to blah, 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 blah. Well, I had somebody make 5 of these for the repeater. And now normally when you have a repeater, the thing that you hear when it IDs is like either like the all-star voice, which is like, good evening, the time is, you got that going. Or if it's got an RC210 in it, it'll be like W4HSV repeater, it'll sound like that. But I got custom made idents, which are well, just take a listen here. I'm gonna play this one.
The KM4 OVZ repeater, 147.180 megahertz.
So they're like, and this is just really funny to me because I know it's going to make so many people upset. They're going to hear it and they're going to just lose their minds because we got a lot of grouchy people around here. But yeah, there, I've got commercial radio station idents for an amateur radio repeater. I think this one has the actual tone in it.
The KM4 OVZ repeater, PL tone is 156.7 hertz, offset positive 6 kilohertz.
There you go. So instead of having your text-to-speech voice say the call sign of the repeater or just a Morse code ID, it's going to be like...
Yeah, that last one needed to be fixed. It said 6 kilohertz. It should be 600 kilohertz.
Offset. Oh, you're right. Oh man, I got to remake that one. All right. Really? 600? Yeah, I guess you're right. 6 kilohertz would be 0.006. Yeah.
6 kilohertz, your duplexer would be impossible to make.
Yeah, well, I'll get that fixed. That's funny though.
The bandwidth of the radio is like 4 kilohertz. Yeah, you would. Yeah, it ain't gonna work. But 600.
Man, I can't believe I didn't catch that till now because I've listened to this a lot of times and I can't.
You didn't catch it, Dad. I had to tell it to you. So, yeah,
well, thank you for pointing that out because I wouldn't have noticed that probably. But there we go. We've got these things which are going to drive everybody crazy and it's going to be hilarious. And we're going to have all the linking hooked up, everything. So it's going to be fun.
Well, I didn't mind them. It's the scratchiness of it, I guess, is what I didn't like. But the voice sounded good. The enthusiasm sounded good.
I need to have them remove the clicky sounds and stuff.
Yeah, that to me sounded like distortion or something. You don't want that, but something that's different than the same old robotic voice that we've heard a million times. No, get rid of that. Yeah. Something a little bit more peppy.
Yeah, there we go. I tried to get if y'all know who Motormouth Mall is on the CB radio, I tried to get him to do me a voice line for it, but he didn't want to do it, unfortunately. But that would have been really funny. Have him be like, "You're listening to the KM4 OVZ repeater got down." Anyway, we're gonna have a crazy repeater, hopefully. Well, that's all my topics, I guess. And it is 9:46 p.m. where you guys are.
Yep, I was busy watching television. I thought about y'all long before 8 o'clock, and then 8 o'clock came and wasn't until it was almost time to shut off the TV at 9 to go to bed. Oh yeah.
Well, I almost missed it too because I came home from work and I knew I had to set this up, but I went to start eating dinner, and halfway through dinner I realized, oh my gosh, it's 15 minutes till TechNet, and so I had to scramble to get this meeting set up and everything. Dave was supposed to be here. I guess he didn't. He decided he didn't want to come, or he had something else pop up. But well, if anyone doesn't have anything else, then I'm gonna go ahead and end it because I want to go to bed, and we don't have a regular exciting talent on here, so it's not. I know I found something last time, but this time I just want to go. All right, let me see here. We did do pretty good on on the TechNet channel. We've been getting more. I did that video on the Motorola review, and that did really well, surprisingly. All right, well, I guess I'm gonna end it then. I need to go to bed.
All right, well, I'll help you. I'll pull the plug at this end.
All righty, we'll see you. All right, guys, this has been the Southwest Florida / Friday Night TechNet. We're still in the process of changing the name over to Friday Night TechNet. Thank you, everybody, for being here. And with that, I guess I will say 73s.